Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zachary Thames, and we're Group 5, and we're here today to talk to you about Chapter 10, which is Information and Communication. And pretty much the setting for our presentation is, yeah, we're into Star Wars. So pretty much we're going to, this is Enron, and we're having a conference meeting, and the year is 2001, and Enron is at the peak of its success. In the past year alone, revenues of nearly $101 billion were achieved through successful and honest internal control, whose elements of information and communication across all levels of the organization, which were essential to the business's survival. Furthermore, things are looking so good for the company, and this is reflected legitimately through Enron's financial statements through their trusty CFO, Andrew Fastow. On December 1st, 2001, Chairman and CEO Kenneth Lay sits down with his managers and board of directors to discuss the direction of the company.
Rise, my friend. Lord, according to our implementation of internal control, I can assure you business profitability goals have been met successfully and effectively. If you take a look at our financial reports,
Mr. Lay, I don't think those financial statements
if you take a look at our
accurate.
financial reports, you'll see we had revenues over $100 billion this year.
Good. You've done well faster. Everything is going as I have foreseen.
Actually, according to our records, there have been losses for the entire quarter and still tanking.
And you are?
I'm Moraine.
I find lack of disturbing in your information.
Everything that has transpired has been according to my design. It was I who allowed Fastow to falsify the financial statements and siphon our losses as profits. Do you think the opinions of you and your pitiful workers truly matter? I'm afraid by the time that the SEC agents arrive, you will be unemployed.
Kenneth Lay, we have a warrant to obtain all financial statements on ground of accounting fraud.
You want this?
Give it up,
Don't
Lay.
you?
You have lost.
No, it is you who has lost power! Unlimited power!
Alright. And so, Kenneth Lay and CFO Andrew and his CFO learned that the follies of not communicating all relevant information about the organization's plans, control environment, risk, control activities, and performance up, down, and across the organization to the people who need it in a form and time frame that is useful. In addition, on July 7th of 2004, Kenneth Lee Lay was indicted by a grand jury in Houston, Texas for his role in Enron's collapse. Lay was charged with 11 counts of securities fraud, wire fraud, and making false and misleading statements. Lay was sentenced to 45 years in prison in addition to monetary fines. Furthermore, shortly after, during the appeals process, he died vacationing before he could carry out his sentence. And this is Andrew Fastow, and on October 3rd of 2002, he was indicted by a federal grand jury in Houston, Texas on 78 counts, including fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. He agreed to become an informant and cooperate with the federal authorities in the prosecution of other Enron executives, and was allowed 6 years in prison with 2 years of probation.
They all live happily ever after, except for Lay.
Yeah.
It's kind of dope.